Welcome back to Nighthawk Gaming. Today we're going to have a look at Railway Empire 2, just released onto the Xbox Game Pass. If we jump back there on the 25th of May. So just released, follow-up to Railway Empire number 1, which was released out in January of 2018. So what we're going to do is the first 30-minute Let's Play, see what it's like, and whether we're going to spend any more time on it beyond that 30 minutes. So we'll have a quick look at just some of the options before we jump in. So it doesn't look by that. So controls, doesn't look like there's any keyboard and mouse options. Some display options there, but nothing in terms of a performance mode, which to be honest you wouldn't really expect of a game of this type. What we'll do, we'll jump into a new game, campaign, chapter 1, the East Coast Conquest. Year is 1830 in America. The railway business takes its first step. So let's have a look into that. Starting in Boston in 1830. And we'll see how we go, because we didn't go through the tutorial, so that might that did not give us an overview, but we'll have a look and see how we go. Start the game. So clearly set in 1800s America, as we've suggested in the rundown of the first campaign level. And never played the first one, but this one looks...
The 19th century was a golden age of technology, especially for those of us whose hearts beat with the steady pace of the locomotive. My name is Nagelmakers. I assume you have already heard of me. When I was young, I had a dream. A cross-border luxury train from Paris to St. Petersburg. To make my dream come true, I invited guests. In another time, entrepreneurs like them were the driving force behind progress, but now they were standing in my way. Take this gentleman, for example. I was planning to revolutionize the industry, just as pioneers like him had done in the early days of the railroad. The late 1820s marked the beginning of a revolution in transportation, both in the Old and the New World.
So it does have quite a bit of a nice
Fueled
aesthetic
by steady
to it.
growth, the industrial centers on the East Coast demanded more and more resources in less and less time. Roads and even the newly built waterways could hardly meet the increasing demand. However, inspired minds had combined the idea of tracks and the new invention of the steam engine into a powder keg that was to shake society to its foundations. It only took ambitious pioneers to light the fuse.
Glad you're here. The name is Corning, Erastus Corning. You must be the young railroad expert that was recommended to me. Other people don't think much of this newfangled nonsense, but I think investment into this railroad thing and your company is money well spent. I'm the proud owner of a hardware company, and the more railway lines you construct using my steel, the richer I'll get. So don't go bankrupt. But why don't you just get started using the to-do list I created? My company is situated in Albany, so you should connect this city as soon as possible. Don't worry about the difficult terrain. Clever planning is everything.
Alrighty, so here we go. Now, it's one thing, aesthetically and graphically it does look pretty good, but one thing I guess as we go out, So we've got Albany over there, so that's where we've got to get our railway to, and up and over those mountains. So we're going to go down to that one, run it down there and around the mountains might be the go. So we'll have a look. There we go. So the options button brings up your game menu. Exit game, no, cancel. And game pause there. So let's see. Right trigger is the action menu, so we want to track construction, new rail line, engine shed, building, research, flow of goods, demolish, route list, city list, task list. So there's our task list there. If we jump into that, deliver 8 loads of lumber to Boston. It's already built a station at a lumber yard nearby where you can put into operation immediately. So there must be the, if we zoom out, there. So there's a train station there, but whether that is in fact, we might just pause that so we're not running through. No, I won't do it. So wherever the lumberyard is, but we're having a look there. What's down there? That is a farm. And if we zoom back out, New York City, that might be a farmstead. But that is certainly the Albany that we need to connect to. So we'll give it a crack, see how we go. If we track construction plus, you can start multiple track construction plans. If one plan has no conflict, you can have it built. But clearly, new rail line, let's see if we can do that. Select stations to add them to the route, no. Well, we've got to build the line first now, don't we? Track construction. You can start multiple construction plans if your plan has no conflicts. So it does have there, but trains always take the shortest route and are allowed to use tracks in both directions, yes. The station gridiron is placed on a parallel tracks near a train station. And that is the train station itself, but we've already got one there. So it does not really need to do that, but we have to I can't build it there because of the actual switch track planning. There we go, so if we put one there, run it to there, done there. Track utilisation. So we've built ourselves a part of the track there. Chevrons, new. So if we go back to the construction part of it, and we build that there we go. Now what we wanted to do is link it up to here, but there is no station at there. So if we go and build the track to about there, and then we connect it over to Albany, which was here. Now, why was it going to let me do that? Build the track to there. And then it won't let me go into that parcel of land. Tracks that start or end outside of a city may not touch the city. Tracks may not have loose ends within a city. So I wonder if we do it there, can we push in? No. So we might do that, so that gives us the track point there. And then what we might do is duck across to the train station, supply tower, maintenance post, train station. Here we go. Let's get this into... what's happened there, because that rail line we built has not gone through. So let's try to do this. If we go and build the track construction, back to here. Delete the planning, there we go. So now we've built the station there. If we can drag it across to where we built this one, line it up to the track section there. And then execute planning, there we go. So then I assume that we need to in fact build another station within here, and let's rotate that around to, let's see if we can get her in there. That'll give us a couple of lines there, done. Back to the track section there, and if we go from there back out to where we hooked up this one, into that top one. What do we get there? Connect one rural business. Oops. Rare achievement unlocked right through the middle. Build a tunnel. There we go. And insert track point. So that should I would assume that bit to execute hasn't come up again. Alright, so let's try this. Hold to delete track marking there. We'll go from that one. build our way back through to our station over here. Insert track point. And there must be an issue with it along the line somewhere. Yeah, I think we don't have enough wood would be the issue. So what we can do is try and find that lumber yard and see how. So let's see, let's get right out of here. So we built that one line there, that is a start. Now let's see if we can get new rail line, engine shed, building construction, research, flow of goods, demolish. So let's build ourselves an engine shed. Standard or custom, we'll just build a custom. And blow the horn. Buildings got their train station, supply tower, maintenance post, meat, brewery, furniture, dairy, ceramics, weaving, fashion, sawmills, distillery, library, museum. So I reckon the other thing we need to do is let's build ourselves a sawmill to get that wood we need to complete the. This building can only be constructed within a city. I thought we were in the city lines there, but clearly not. No other industry can currently be established in this city. Cannot do one there. Cannot do one there. So there must be a nearby city. Can we build it in here? No. Well, what we might be able to do is jump into this rail line that we've built here. Track construction, and hopefully we have enough. No. So we need to build another station there as well. I wonder if we can just go straight through the. If we take this line here, no, end planning, execute, no, we want to delete that particular one. Probably going a step too far trying to bite off more than I can chew to start with. See if we can line this one up here. Insert track point, and again won't let us do it because it looks like we need too much. We need wood is the short answer. So I reckon if there's already a station up there, if we connect there 2. You can see the wood that's required, and if we hit too much, we most certainly will not be able to build that line. Insert track point, execute plan, done. So we've built the train line from there to there. And we've got a 1 times speed, 1 times speed to build us the train line. Back down to here. There we go. So there is our station. So we've got a train running on it, whether that does it automatically or whether we need to in fact get one set up and running. Select stations to add them to the routes. Train station 1, train station 2, confirm. Your train line has no trains. Choose a locomotive and at least one train. If you want the train line to be active, confirm anyway. Yes, we'll do that. Really edit rail line. Nope. So track utilize train station. Let's see if we can select that. New tracks personnel train line engine shed. There we go. Replace. Blow the horn, it's so you've got other ones that are yet to be unlocked, but you've got these two there and there. So we'll go with that one. But and again it will not allow you to select. So I guess the rundown of this is that you actually need to do the tutorial. So I guess we haven't got quite to the first 30 minutes, but getting to a bit of a stumbling block there. So I would suggest that what we need to do is actually just have a bit of a look at so we'll go on to track construction in the tutorial and have a look at that, see if that gives us a bit of a rundown. Might make it a bit easier for us.
Hello. In this lesson, I want to give you some additional information about track construction. You already know the basics, but I have a few important tips. First, consider the cattle farm with the road connection to Sacramento. The road tells us that the farm can deliver goods to the city, in this case, livestock to the meat industry. But transportation by roads is slow and limited. Sacramento could produce more meat if the city received more livestock. Therefore, you are now to establish a railroad connection between the cattle farm and Sacramento. In order for a rural business to use a station, the station must be set up nearby. This is indicated to you by a line from the farm to the station. Very good. And now build a track between the new station and the station in Sacramento. Don't use the first two station tracks in Sacramento though, because we still need them for the connection to San Francisco.
Don't use the first two train station tracks in Sacramento. So let's go San Francisco, Sacramento. So let's hook that up there, insert.
Wait, but before you build the track, I want to explain how you can influence the height of a track. To do this, insert a track point on the track and change its height. You will see the controls at the bottom of the screen when you move the focus over the track point. With the height of the track point, you can influence tunnels, bridges, and slopes. Now, optimize the track so that no tunnels or bridges are needed, and the track has a length of less than 250 kilometers or 160 miles. Then, confirm the track construction.
So it doesn't look like, so I reckon we can execute.
Excellent. Now, set up a rail line between the cattle operation and Sacramento. To do this, create a new rail line between the two stations, select a locomotive and a train, and confirm the cost.
We'll call it number 1. Sacramento, Mason Terminal. Again, not the
That done, the rail line can begin service. But suppose the demand for cattle becomes so great that one train on this line is not enough. Then you would have to add another train. But this is not possible at the moment because there are no parallel tracks. Therefore, you should now build a sidetrack and define directions of travel so that several trains can operate between the cattle farm and Sacramento. Open the track build mode again. Now select the track at the marked position to insert a switch. Now it gets tricky. You have to lay the new track as a parallel track to the existing one. Parallel tracks are much cheaper and offer many advantages. Move your cursor to the marked position and make sure that the parallel track symbol appears on the cursor. Then confirm the position. Very good. Now the track will continue to be built as a parallel track. Now select the last position for your sidetrack near the cattle farm. You will see the complete track with 2 switches as a preview. Then confirm the construction and pay for this track. Now you have to set directions for the two parallel tracks. Otherwise, your trains will always choose the shortest way and not use the sidetrack. Now open the direction mode and select both tracks several times so that they receive different directions. Very good. Now your trains can go one way and return the other. Why don't you zoom in close to one of the new turnouts and take a look at the signals that were automatically created by the turnouts and the direction of travel. These signals define directions of travel and tell trains where to stop if the track section in front of them is already occupied or reserved.
Well, there you go. I suppose that's the first 30 minutes of Railway Empire number 2 on the Xbox Series X through Game Pass. What have we learned from that? Don't jump into the game and the campaign without doing the tutorial, I think. So, quite complicated. The control scheme in and of itself, not bad. I would suggest probably that we need, or a preference for me would be potentially keyboard and mouse, which is available for the Xbox system. However, if they don't do that in the short term, then the control scheme as it is set up is actually not too bad. Just the right trigger is, as we can see there, was bringing up the actions menu with which to pretty much do everything, and the controlling and the laying of the tracks is pretty good. But yeah, as I suggested, you'd probably want to do the tutorial to at least wrap your head around what needs to be done before you jump into the campaign itself. Looks like there is some specific elements that you are going to need to know, as we've just learnt there, the track duplication or the parallel running lanes, I suppose. So that is a, as I said, a quick rundown. Thank you for joining us today, and I guess the conclusion of that one is, am I going to continue to play it? Look, I might run through the tutorial and then make a decision after that, but if it's going to be overly complex, you know, with the backlog I've got, probably not something that I'd be spending a heck of a lot of time with, to be honest. But we will get through that tutorial, and if it hooks us, we'll see how we go. Again, thanks for joining us. If you enjoyed this one, check out some of our other videos and make sure you like, subscribe, and leave some comments. It certainly does help the channel. Thanks for watching.